Hello friends, welcome back to Value Vintage Cards. This is going to be a fairly quick video. I'm going to do a little bit of detailed dive on two recent pickups. It's one set, and I thought it was just a good chance to kind of maintain the status as pre-war pusher, because I really want to make sure that I'm emphasizing how affordable and how unique and how fun some of these little subsets and interesting inserts and kind of different sets that are out there, just to dive in. This is something that's kind of been on my radar for a couple of years to get something, and I finally found a couple of them that were going. I think one was auction, one was buy it now, but just thought they were kind of the perfect player, the perfect condition, the perfect time to add a couple from this set. So went ahead and took the jump, and I want to share them with you because I think it's a set you might want to consider. So let me flip it around and we'll take a look. All right, friends, if you are familiar with this set, you recognize it, and you know exactly what this is. If this is something new, I've been diving more and more into pictures, images, oversized premiums, things like that in the last several years, and not all of it's oversized. This is in a little bit bigger than standard case. The dimensions of it aren't huge, and so it's not really considered like a large item. But what this is, let me reach around here and grab so I can show you. This is a 1936 Sporting News, so it's called a stamp for obvious reasons. However, it's really not. It's cut out of newspapers. So from what I can find, this was offered in at least 8 major papers, and really I think the tracking and knowing exactly where all it was released, I mean, they kind of list all the major cities, 6 or 7 major papers and some national releases, so it should have been distributed somewhat around the country. I would think that would be fair to guess. These are, again, 1936, so your list of players, you do get DiMaggio, you get Gehrig, so it's kind of beginning and tail end. I think they're 2 of the biggest in the entire issue. There's Mellott, there's a lot of, I hate saying lower tier Hall of Famers, but they're not the inner circle. There's the Gabby Hartnett, the Luke Appling, the Billy Herman. I'm just naming everybody I've been looking at and or bid on and didn't get. Tizzy Dean I would have liked to have scored. I missed that. I think I was second highest bidder on several of those because I couldn't go crazy. You can't spend all your budget every time, but I did pick up 2. So I don't know. I think when some people say pitchers aren't as loved, I lean into that. So I enjoy picking up pitcher items because they seem to be undervalued for how good they were. Carl Hubbell was at least the best left-hander in the National League in his era, and arguably, definitely in some years, the best pitcher without a doubt, and maybe the best pitcher when he played, period. But I just think the write-up on these is so neat. So if you've not really come across these, or these aren't on your radar yet, a lot of those that I just named, I mean, not DiMaggio, not Gehrig, but a lot of those you're going to find in this kind of condition, decent, for $50. I mean, and that's buy it now pricing. I mean, in an auction, maybe you find it for $30-40. The next tier, your Mellotts, maybe your Carl Hubbells will, be in the $100, $125 kind of ballpark. Your Lefty Groves and Jimmy Fox and some of those might start bumping up to $1-something, up to a couple $100, but pretty reasonable way to pick up some neat players. But I'm a write-up guy. I'm an image guy. I'm never upset that I get everything on one side of the, card, item, whatever we want to call this thing. So I thought the Carl Hubbell was pretty cool. And again, no hypocrisy here. Good image of Grove. Really cool write-up on Grove. Talks about his 31 victories, 4 defeats in 1931. How's that for a year? Clemens and Gooden, I think, were 24-4 in my lifetime, and that seemed like insanely dominant. And then you get, it's 31-4. 120 games, 7 years in a row. That's consistently amazing. The other thing I like about these, image is good, write-up is super cool. They call Robert Lefty Grove Bob. Don't get a lot of stuff where it's printed as Bob. So I think Grove is probably in my top 4 or 5 guys that I collect. Sisler, Brown, Musial, probably Grove and Hornsby is kind of my top 5 guys on my list. As a player collector of like 40 people, it's I know, a little crazy, right? But I really do enjoy that set. You will see these cut in various ways. Sometimes people will cut it at the stamp, so you get basically just that image, that top part. Sometimes you'll see them cut, obviously, in crazy ways because they come out of a paper. So I think the 2 I have are cut for what they are pretty nicely. I don't know. I think I have seen some graded. Again, I don't quite understand the point of that. I have zero doubts and questions that mine are authentic. I showed you guys the back of the Hubble. The back of the Grove is just, what was in the newspaper. I'm not sure what was going on that day. Big show, not the whole show. I don't know. So, whatever was news of the day was on the back. But yeah, I think they're it's a cool opportunity to pick up something different. You get the neat write-up, a little bit of a quick bio, which back in the day would have been a great way to learn as a collector. And cool images, and in Grove's case, a little bit different nickname to it. So just wanted to share that, and maybe suggest you guys check that one out. There's several on eBay as I record this. I will say that kind of life cycle of them being out there, I feel like sometimes I look and I'm like, these are out there, these are easy. And then you look 2 months later and you're like, wow, there's literally one, and it's overpriced, and I can see why it's still sitting there. So the cycle, if you see one and you're thinking it's, $10 too much, that might be your chance this year to grab it. There's not millions of these out there. So take a look. If something's interesting, add one to the collection. That's my thought. So a little pre-war push in here. I will catch up with you guys on the next video. Take care.